A man walks into a bar and never walks out. Sounds like the beginning of a bad joke, right? But this isn't fiction. It's a real-life disappearance that has left investigators baffled for nearly 2 decades. Brian Schaefer, a 27-year-old medical student, was captured on CCTV entering a bar in Columbus, Ohio, but somehow, he was never seen leaving. How is that even possible? Was it an elaborate escape or something far more sinister? Buckle up, because this story will haunt you. The man who vanished. Who was Brian Schaefer? Brian Schaefer was living what seemed like the perfect life. A medical student at Ohio State University, he had a loving family, a girlfriend named Alexis Wagoner, and a bright future ahead of him. He was known as a friendly, charismatic guy who loved music and had dreams of traveling the world. But behind the smiles, Brian was also dealing with deep pain. Just a few weeks before his disappearance, his mother, Renee Schaefer, passed away after a long battle with cancer. Friends say Brian was struggling emotionally, though he didn't let it show too much. His girlfriend, Alexis, was hopeful they'd get engaged soon. But then came the night of March 31, 2006, the last night anyone would ever see Brian Schaefer again. A night out that turned into a mystery. It was Friday night, and Brian had just finished a long week of studying. He and his close friend, William Clint Florence, decided to hit up the bars in Columbus University District to celebrate the start of spring break. The two started their night at the Ugly Tuna Saloona, a local college bar known for its loud music and cheap drinks. They bar hopped throughout the night, meeting up with another friend, Meredith Reed, who gave them a ride back to the Ugly Tuna around 1:15 a.m. Surveillance cameras captured Brian outside the bar at 1:55 a.m., standing near the escalator that led to the entrance. He was talking to 2 women, but then he turned around and walked back inside. And that was the last time anyone saw him. The impossible disappearance. Now, here's where things get truly bizarre. Brian was last seen re-entering the Ugly Tuna, but there's no footage of him ever leaving. The bar had only one public entrance, which was monitored by security cameras. If he had left through the front, the cameras would have caught it. The only other exit was a back door, but it led to a construction site with no safe way out. Police reviewed all surveillance footage from nearby businesses and streets, but Brian never appeared again. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. The investigation: where did Brian go? When Brian didn't show up for his planned trip with Alexis to Miami 2 days later, alarm bells went off. His family and friends called him repeatedly, but his phone went straight to voicemail. On April 3, 2006, police launched an official missing person investigation. But here's the thing: no evidence of foul play was ever found. No blood, no struggle, nothing stolen. His bank accounts were untouched. And then came the most chilling detail of all: the mysterious phone ring. Months after Brian's disappearance, his phone rang. His girlfriend, Alexis, had been calling his number repeatedly, hoping for a miracle. But one night, something strange happened. Instead of going straight to voicemail, the phone actually rang. The network provider later confirmed it was most likely a technical glitch, with the phone momentarily connecting to a cell tower before shutting down. But some believe it was something more, a sign that Brian was still alive somewhere. But if he was alive, why hadn't he reached out? Theories: what really happened to Brian Schaefer? Foul play? Was he murdered? Some believe Brian was attacked inside the bar, and his body was somehow smuggled out. But no evidence supports this theory. Did he run away? Others suggest Brian faked his own disappearance, escaping to start a new life. Some even claim he moved abroad. But would he really leave behind his family and girlfriend without a trace? An accidental death? The construction site behind the bar led some to speculate that Brian tried to exit through the back, fell, and was accidentally buried under rubble. But search efforts never found a body. The supernatural theory eyes. And then, there's the theory that Brian never actually left that bar at all, in a way that science can't explain. Final words: the case that haunts investigators to this day. It's been nearly 2 decades, and Brian Schaefer's case remains one of the most baffling disappearances in modern history. No body, no suspects, no answers. His father, Randy Schaefer, spent years searching for his son, But in tragic irony, he passed away in 2008 after being struck by a falling tree during a storm. His obituary mentioned Brian, asking him to come home if he was still alive. But Brian never did. To this day, his case remains wide open. No confirmed sightings. No closure. Just one haunting question. What do you think happened to Brian Schaefer? Drop your theories in the comments below. Subscribe for more true crime stories that will keep you up at night.